So this is a quick tip on animating scale and position to do anticipation and overshoots. This is one of the, or two of the Disney's principles of animation, and this can add life to your animations. So I'm going to go to scale here, and I'm just going to hit S to bring up scale. And at like 112, I'm going to make it 100%, and then I'm going to back up close to the beginning here and just drop it down to like 10. And I'm going to click on the word scale to select both the keyframes and then right click and say keyframe assistant easy ease. And so this is going to ease it, but it's not going to create anticipation or overshoot. To do that, we need to use the graph editor. And I'm just going to set my work area here. So we have eased these two keyframes. We're going to now go to the graph editor. And there's two types of graphs in here. There's speed and value. Speed is just showing you what the easy ease is looking like. If we want to do the anticipation overshoot, we need to use value. So I'm going to say edit value graph. And what I'm going to do then with my selection tool, right, is just click here and it selects both of them. And to do an overshoot at the end, you just take this up over 100. And to do an anticipation, you just pull it down at the beginning. And this is why I didn't make it completely 0. I just made it 10, so it would have some room to kind of back up, right? So that's what that looks like. And I'll turn on motion blur for the comp, and I'll turn on motion blur for the layers. So that's what you have. You see this a lot. Again, you can adjust this to taste depending on how exaggerated you want this to be. It's going to depend on your content, your animation, and what are you animating it to, music, sound effects, that kind of thing. So that is a scale, anticipation, and overshoot. So for position, I'm going to come in here and hit P for position. Before we animate this one, what we need to do with position is we need to split the keyframe, basically, X and Y. So you right click and you say separate dimensions. And so we don't want to do Y, we just want to do X. So that's important. So you have to right click in here and say separate dimensions. You'll see it's a toggle, right? So if I go back, it just redoes it. So I'm just going to do X. I'm not going to do Y, so just make sure that just X is selected. And then I'm going to come in here and just have it move across the screen. Probably don't need to be that long. Just set my work area. So that's what we have. Click on X position, right click, keyframe assistant, easy ease. Now we're going to go to the graph editor, right, and do the same thing. We don't want speed, right? We want value graph. And so now we can come here and click, and this is going to overshoot at the end and anticipate at the beginning. So now it's going to back up and it's going to go past it. And we could turn on motion blur also. So it's the same kind of thing. The only difference for this one, right, is we needed to separate X and Y because we just wanted to do X. And for scale, we didn't need to do that, right? So that is 2 of the animation principles from Disney's 12 Principles of Animation, and this is how you do it with the graph editor.